What's up everyone, this is Super Marcel and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. In the last episode we got in the Listersaurus. I think that's all I did. I don't think I did anything else. I got the Listersaurus and that's marginally it. I think maybe there were some other stuff there here and there, but I'm pretty sure like the only thing I could really remember from the top of my head was that we got the Listersaurus for this quote-unquote piggy representation for the bloody farmland yard thing. So for this episode we're going to be focusing on trying to get to 5 stars, which seems like it might be simple, but who knows, like we've definitely had experience before of being very wrong. So I've been brainstorming on what to think about getting for our next 2 dinosaurs, right? Because we got a thingy that says like we need to get it to like 10 species of dinosaurs, and the logical thing to think about is to get a pterosaur. And I've been brainstorming behind the scenes on what we could do, right? And I actually have 2 really great ideas. First off, we're obviously going to get a pterosaur to fit with the theme of pterosaur zoo, you know, since this is a Nevada. It should be majority like pterosaurs. This bloody petting zoo thing, that's only a Texas thing. But I've been thinking long and hard, and I do like the idea of getting Tropiognathus, and I got a cool idea what to do to get Tropiognathus. And what I want to do is that I got in a really cool idea. So I've been thinking, right? So you know how like if I had like scenery and stuff, I can no collide with the fence and stuff, right? Like for example, this right here, the rocky archway, right? If I wanted to, I really could have like shifted it up to make it, you know, touch the roof. And that made me thought, if I can do that, what if I could actually make like an actual mountain, like one aviary, where the aviary is like connected onto a mountain, right? So the idea is that you would have this big mountainside. I would need to do a lot of scenery creating, but you have this big massive mountainside, and the aviary would be like cleaning off to the side. Yeah, that's one really cool idea. And I think I'll have Tropiognathus in that enclosure. It just makes the most sense, you know. I mean, obviously I have like a whole arsenal of different pterosaurs. Well, not really a whole arsenal. There's still like a bunch of pterosaurs that I have not had the chance to, and I doubt, who knows if I ever will get the chance to make the like Barbarodactylus. It's unfortunately cut from the game, and I don't really know. Sciarodactylus and Maarodactylus will come back into the game eventually through updates, but that's not right now. So my options were either Dimorphodon, Quetzalcoatlus, Tapijara, and Tropiognathus, right? I was thinking in the back of my head, well, what if maybe if I could get some Dimorphodons for this enclosure and move the Pteranodons to be a part of like this massive like aviary, right? Since the stage, the actual emblem itself, that's a Dimorphodon. That's not a Pteranodon. You know? Research available large hotel. Oh, hell yeah, thanks. Why do I have that? Okay, I'll take it. And then but yeah, it's a bloody Dimorphodon emblem, right? And I probably could have done that, but I do like this mountainside idea, you know? Like I want to do it, but now then thinking in my head, should I do that for this park or should I save that for a different park, you know? Save the Tropiognathus or something else. But yeah, anyway, but the other second thing is that I've been thinking long and hard about what else I could do, and I was thinking about the farmland dinosaur theme stuff, right? And I was thinking, what else? Is there any other dinosaur at all that could represent some kind of farm animal? And then I thought deep and hard, and I was thinking horses. I suddenly thought about horses, right? I thought to myself, what's a dinosaur that is basically like a big horse? And I was thinking hadrosaurs, and specifically Edmontosaurus. Oh, do we got a little... Sorry, big guy, you're too big to go inside the petting zoo. You're gonna have to, like, come along some other day. Sector VIP, a big name in the entertainment sector is visiting and wants a special treatment. I lose 35... What? Who the hell? Who cares what this random... What? Sure. I mean, I'm rich anyway. What's 200,000? See, I figured to myself, Edmontosaurus is very horse-like and would fit in with the theme of, like, dinosaur farm animals. So I think I'll make an enclosure about Edmontosaurus. But not only that, but Edmontosaurus, as of recently, is actually pretty topical, actually, because massive new news happened specifically with Edmontosaurus, and it would be really neat to talk about it. And I got an idea of what I would want to do with Edmontosaurus. I'm thinking, like, rather than, like, put them into the bloody barn enclosure like all the other dinosaurs and make even less room, you know, with this already packed enclosure, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a second enclosure. We got all this space, and what I want to do is I want to make a horse racing track. I think that's a cool idea. The idea is that, like, you have this big area, like, you know, circle road thing, just like a horse track. We'll have, like, one of those starter gates things, and then, yeah, like, you know, all your trees and plants and whatnot in the middle, right? That's the idea. I want to do that for Edmontosaurus. I feel like I'd rather do that one because the Tropiognathus mountainside aviary does still sound like a really cool idea, but it sounds very complex and like a lot of, you know, doing this and stuff. I don't doubt my ability that I would be able to do it, but I'm gonna have to, like, really think about, like, I need to straight up create a full-on mountain. Like, I make a new mountain. Which is a funny idea, actually. Just, like, imagine if you could do that in real life, right? You just make a mountain. I guess I could do it here, though. Like, this looks more like doable to make a mountain out of. But at the same time, it's not a lot of space. I want a nice spacious area. I don't know. I'll think about it later. But we're gonna start making the Edmontosaurus enclosure. We're gonna do it right here. Now, how big do I really want this Edmontosaurus enclosure to be? First off, I guess while I'm making this enclosure, I was also thinking we upgrade the guest attractions, right? So yeah. Wide path. Honestly, we probably would need the wide path anyway, but just to really get that, like, racetrack look to it as well. So we can look into that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that quickly. And not only will it be good for our enclosure, but it would also help us make the better park in the long run. What I'm thinking of doing is that maybe I should do what the barnyard did and just make, like, because I think the most complex build to do is the actual starting gates itself. Let me just pull up a reference. Yeah, right. Okay, so it's like kind of like a truck thing. It's gonna be interesting trying to make this, but I can give it a shot. Is that? Oh, it is! It's the computer from the... Oh, that's cool. That's nice. I like that. Look at the tailbone. It's just like a bird. That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey. What? What is that disease name? Coccidiomycosis. I don't even think there's even a dinosaur name that is that long. The longest dinosaur name that I know is Micropachycephalosaurus. But even that's pretty simple. It's just adding micro in front of Pachycephalosaurus. You gonna fix this? Is someone gonna fix this? Why has no one fixed this yet? What are you doing? Why are you parked in the middle of the road? Get off the bloody road! I say as I drive through, like, crowds of people. Ah, God! And crash into the bloody... What? So hold on, is it even remotely possible at all to even fix... What even is the problem? I literally don't see anything. I don't see a single, like, hole or... There's nothing... I don't see anything wrong. I would say that... If there's one thing that I am surprised to myself on what I really liked doing... is that I come to really actually kind of like doing the whole... like, sped up thing, right? like when and I'm gonna do it in this one too. You know how I speed up the footage and you can actually see me physically build the and and it's mostly because these are pretty advanced and unique builds, and I actually kind of liked doing that. It reminds me a lot like one of those old Zoo Tycoon builds that I used to watch a lot. Like there were people that would do pretty much exactly that. They would build like a specific enclosure of a dinosaur or a well yeah dinosaur. I don't really watch anything else. Uh, yeah, and they would just speed up the footage and like you see them build it in real time. Well, kind of real time. You know. I think what's a lot of big ones like meerkat meerkat something something, right? Oh, do I really have to do that with every single? Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright, so can I make Edmontosaurus? Let's get ourselves some horses. We need at least 12 just to fit with, you know, with what we got. So we can make Edmontosaurus. Alright. Yep, just as I expected, there's a very clear, immediate, obvious difference between the males and females, which I like. I like that the males have this bigger crest. You know, it's reasonable to assume that the males would have had a bigger crest. I also like that the males also have this little, much more colorful on the face. I just overall really like the male model of the Edmontosaurus, yeah. Right, you know what, let's just do it like how we always do it. Randomize it, and we'll just pick whichever skin looks the nicest when we select them, right? Awesome. Now, obviously, we've gotten Edmontosaurus before. In fact, Edmontosaurus is like one of the first dinosaurs you get next to Struthiomimus. I can't remember exactly when. I'm really thinking back on like the first game. I think I think we got, obviously we had Struthiomimus first, and then I think it was Triceratops next. And then I can't remember whether or not it was Ceratosaurus after that, or if it was Edmontosaurus next. I think it was Edmontosaurus next after. But yeah, anyways, but yeah, definitely a very, very integral dinosaur. Alright, what do we got? Oh, you're not going to... Wait, what? 70% genome required for males. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. Huh. Alright, fine. Yeah, I could do that. I guess I'm sending more dig teams for Edmontosaurus remains. But in the meantime, we'll just get 4 females, which I'm perfectly fine with. Okay, here we go. Edmontosaurus. Oh, look at that stripy blue one in the back.
Edmontosaurus is a large herbivore that moves in herds. Although it usually walks on 4 legs, this dinosaur can raise itself up onto his hind legs when looking for food or keeping an eye out for danger. A useful ability and an impressive one to watch from a viewing gallery.
A wetlands. I guess, yeah, I can kind of see Edmontosaurus were living in a wetlandsy environment. It lived in the Hell Creek Formation, I know that. Or that's one of its many enclosures. Yeah. Do I really want to make it muddy though? I think I'd be more comforted if it was like something like this. Oh, it wets up the land anyway, so like it doesn't matter. Now, Edmontosaurus has actually gotten some really interesting development as of recently. So recently, there was a new mummy dinosaur of Edmontosaurus discovered. I would have sworn there was the mummy Edmontosaurus was already discovered. But I guess, I don't know, actually, maybe that is what the... Yeah, because I definitely remember hearing, like, when looking at mummy dinosaurs, that there was like other Edmontosauruses, but whatever, right? So this Edmontosaurus, really good specimen, right? And we get pretty much a perfect in look at what Edmontosaurus looks like. For the most part, it's pretty much exactly what you expect it to look like, right? It looks pretty much like this, right? But there were some new details that we now know of for Edmontosaurus, and it's really cool. For one, we now know it was hooved. It had these weird looking hoof structure. So instead of like this, these little webbed feet that the game has seemed to be going for them, it looks like horse. You know, like a horse is like, well, not really like a horse. It's like, it's weird to describe it. I think both legs were like, the back legs still looked like this, you know, free-toed and whatnot, but instead of toenails like this, it was like these hoof-like structures. And yeah, in the front legs, it's like, well, it doesn't look like this, I can tell you that much, right? The next big thing is that, on the top of my head, is that Edmontosaurus actually seem to have this strange, unique looking, like, sail on its back. Kind of like Oranosaurus almost, you know? It wasn't like a hump, it was like very, well, sail-like. I don't know how else to describe it. And it's really cool to look at it. And it really makes you wonder more about the phylogeny of hadrosaurs now. Because it makes you think, like, how many other hadrosaurs had this hump-like structure? Is it much more common than we think? Is Oranosaurus like a basal form of Edmontosaurus? Or is, do all hadrosaurs, or at least the Edmontosaurian type of hadrosaurs, have these strange little hump-like structures, or not hump, sail-like sailbacks? I don't know. Is there a reason why there's a sailback? Blah 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 blah. And also, I think there was like spines, like spiky spines and whatnot. Yeah, but very, very cool. Yeah. All right, let's make this second batch of Edmontosaurus. Yeah, we're pretty much almost at 5 stars. I feel like as soon as we get the Tropiocnaphus enclosure, we'll get that 5th star. Surely, right? Ooh, green looks nice. That's a classic one, the nice orange and blue stripes. Oh, but that one. Yeah, we're getting this one. Or should we stuff it? Let's get them all males. I think we don't need to worry so much about male competitiveness with the hadrosaurs, since they are very clearly herd dinosaurs. And of course they would have fought each other, but the Frontier has not developed hadrosaur or sauropod competition, so they can't fight each other anyway. But B, like, yeah, you know, it's just something that it's like zebras or wildebeests, you know, how there's like massive amounts of herds of those animals, and surely there are like heaps of males and females in there. Yeah. Anyways. Hey, big boys. Edmontosaurus has really grown on me as a dinosaur for this game. Yeah. It's definitely a pretty cool dinosaur. Like, I like how the model looks, and like how fairly almost scientific it looks now, especially after the whole research on it. And yeah, it's definitely very cool. Yeah. Alright. Should we keep increasing the roster until there's 12 Edmontosauruses, just to match up with the 12 racing stacks? Here's the racing horses. We kind of let the trees overgrow a bit, but don't worry about that. I'll be honest, it's okay. I like the starting line thing. It looks good from the front, right? But then you go to the back. It's like, you can really tell I was a bit lazy at the end there. I don't know. It's just trying to squeeze in these little walls, and I just did not want it to do that every single space in time, you know. Oh man, but that was quite a build and a half. Yeah, so hopefully the Edmontosauruses will start mating, they'll start making babies. The babies will hopefully go down here, which once again is at a corner, but we're just gonna have to hope that things go fine. And yeah, well, I don't know. I'm still happy that we got this enclosure. I still think Edmontosaurus is a very fitting dinosaur to fit in with the whole like farm, especially since this is Texas, and Texas we know, and bloody Las Vegas, they love that gambling. And what's a really big source of gambling? Horse racing. And there you go, you got Edmontosaurus racing. Oh man. The next time we'll work on the Tropiognathus, we'll get that aviary built into the mountain. I'm hoping it will look cool. And yeah, and then after that, hopefully we'll get 5 stars, and then we can move on with the campaign into the next zone. Yeah. Look at him. Sleeping on the raceway. Alright. We'll end it right here. So if you guys enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button. And I'm Super Marcel, and make sure you have a super time. Bye bye.